Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to build a relatively simple semi-automatic brewing station. The front panel looks like this. All of this is just extra. And the way it works is you pick your modifier here with this lever, glowstone or redstone. You pick whether or not you want it to be a splash potion here, and then you press the button and it will brew one batch for you. The reason I added a lever to pick between glowstone and redstone and not individual selectors for them is that I always want to either extend or strengthen my potions, so it just seemed easiest to do it this way. But for potions that can only use one of these, it is really simple to just convert it to an on-off system. And additionally, if you really don't want to use one of these, you can always just not put the ingredient in the system. A couple of final things to add is that it is very straightforward to add an extra option to invert your potions using fermented spider eye, which I'll show you how to do later on. And also, if you want it to run off a clock, it is possible to connect a clock to it instead to just keep it going instead of having to press the button every time. So let's start building. The footprint of this build is 5 by 6 blocks, and it's 5 blocks high. All of the items that you need are here. I will put actual amounts in the video description. So first off, the chest goes in front here with a hopper into it and the brewing stand on top. That's the basic beginning setup. Now you want to put a hopper in the side of the brewing stand and another one on top. Next, let's put in the droppers. These go into hoppers, but it is easier to place the droppers first. So we pillar up here. There's a dropper that goes there. One there, then 1, 2, 3, like so. And you want to then join them all up with hoppers. So hopper going into there, and then these going into each other, forming a line that goes like that. Now let's put the front face on this thing because that's where the controls go. So that's very simple, just blocks like that, basically. And then there's a lever there, and a lever there, and a button there. Now let's build a system that empties the bottles from the stand at the start of every cycle and fills it with new ones. If we come around the back here, you place a redstone torch there, and a block on top of this one, and then take out these 2 blocks, and let's just remove this one for now. And you want to place a repeater into this block here, a piece of redstone dust here. Let's just put that back. And then on the side of this block here, underneath the chest, you want to place a redstone torch, and you want to place some redstone dust underneath this block here. Next, let's put in the wiring to the droppers. You want to place blocks here with repeaters and redstone dust like this, and then to power these 2 droppers, block there and there, staircase coming up like this, and a slab there because otherwise the block here will bud power a piston. And then just bring the redstone dust up and along. Doesn't need to go all the way to the end there. Next we put in the pistons that will do the actual selecting for us. So you need a piston there and one there, and then place blocks in front of them like that. This one will pick between glowstone and redstone, and this one will activate and deactivate the gunpowder. And then let's just wire this up to the button from here. So place redstone there, a repeater so that it won't get powered by this torch, and then redstone there. Now we add the wiring to activate this piston here. Place a couple of blocks here behind this lever, and then one there. Repeater here, because otherwise redstone dust will connect to redstone dust below there. And then redstone there. We don't need to do anything on this side because this piston backs straight onto this lever here. Now there's just a few small things we need to do. This hopper here, you need to put in a few blocks like that in 4 of the slots. It needs to be blocks that won't go down into this brewing stand here. And those blocks need to be there because otherwise the items will arrive out of sync and chaos happens. So remember to put those blocks in. The bottles and the fuel can be filled into the system through a chest that goes here. Filling it automatically with blaze powder is a little bit finicky. You can put, obviously, powder automatically in here. If you want extra space, put it in the final slot there, and the final slot here, and then fill the rest with bottles. And this means that the bottles get priority, but because only 3 of them go into the system at any one time, most of the time this will be filling instead. And that's the easiest way to fill both of them into the system. Now we need to fill the droppers. Nether wart goes in the first one, potion ingredient in the second one, glowstone and redstone in the third and fourth, doesn't matter which way round, and gunpowder in the 5th one. And then we just need to place our labels here, making sure that they match what's in the droppers. So redstone there, glowstone, gunpowder, and our potion ingredient. Now when you use this for the first time, it'll ditch the bottles that are in here, but you can just take them out of the chest and put them back in the system. As long as there are bottles in there at the start of the cycle, it should all run as it's meant to. So if we try it out now, strengthened non-splash potion. It empties the bottles and fills in new ones. One thing to note is that with a stone button, 2 water bottles will make it here, but 1 will get stuck in the hopper. If you change this to a wooden button, all 3 bottles will make it into the chest. If you're making a potion that can only take 1 of these modifiers, not both of them, for example, if you're making one that can only be strengthened, like health, it's really simple. All you do is take out that dropper and these blocks, and then this switch will just become an on-off switch for the glowstone. And now, if you want to add fermented spider eye, all you have to do is add a piston here exactly like the one for the gunpowder. So blocks here, redstone, repeater, and dust, piston, block, add another hopper and another dropper, and then you just need to add a lever on the front. And for the sake of completeness, let's put that there as well and fill this in here. And now if you want an inverted potion, you can make that as well. So that's the system. I hope you found it helpful. I am working on a design for a brewing system that keeps running until you tell it to stop. Rather than having to press the button every time, I will upload that when it's polished to within an inch of its life. Then I will upload. And as a final note, if you want to add more storage than just 1 chest for the potions, it is possible, but you need to redo some of the wiring slightly. If you would like to know how to do that, then leave a comment and I will help you as best I can. That's it for now. Have a great day.